Now that the plan had been decided on, next they must decide how far each division could go in the attack on Z Day. Sixth Division was attacked north of Gommecourt, with 37th Division on its left, and on the right 56th Division. 137th Brigade was attacked on the right, and 139th Brigade on the left, with 138th Brigade being in reserve. The German defenders were 91st Reserve Regiment on the left, and the 55th Reserve Regiment on the right. And the 37th Brigade will advance and set up a defensive position to the south along the Truesdale to Gommecourt road, along Oxford's Trench. That's a long fortress trench. And the 39th Brigade will advance, set up a defensive position along Foreigner Ford and Font trenches along Ouse Trench to the front line and to Little Said. This will be achieved after 30 minutes. The 38th Brigade will advance, hold the frontline trenches, send across reinforcements and supplies. The second phase of the attack will see units under the 39th Brigade advance upfield trench to the junction of India's Trench, where they would meet up with units of 56th Division. 11 defensive strong points will be set up against German counterattacks. After 3 hours, units would advance and launch bombing attacks capture Gommecourt. German strong points at the Z and the Little Z will need to be destroyed in a 5-day bombardment, otherwise heavy casualties will be caused by enfilade machine gun fire across no man's land. 56th Division will attack south of Gommecourt with 46th Division on its left and 8th Corps on the right with 48th Division. 168th Brigade will attack on the right, 169th Brigade on the left, with 167th Brigade in reserve. The German defenders were 55th Reserve Regiment on the left and 170th Regiment on the right, and the 68th Brigade would advance and set up a defensive position. Their role was to take and hold the first 3 line of trenches in the south from the junction of Farmyard and Fancy in the front line to the junction of Fell, Felon, Nepta in the German third line. 169th Brigade would advance and set up a defensive position from the junction of Felon, Fell and Nepta trenches along Fell Trench, up Etch Trench and to the left along Exey Trench to the junction of Ems and Fillet trenches, down Ems and Eck trenches to the front line and the junction of Firm and Fair trenches. This will be achieved after 30 minutes. The 67th Brigade will advance and hold the frontline trenches, send up reinforcements and supplies. The second phase of the attack will see units of 169th Brigade advance up Fillet Trench to the junction of Indus Trench, where they will meet up with units of 46th Division. Defensive strong points will be set up against German counterattacks. Heavy artillery fire will continue on Gommecourt Park, Kern, Redoud and Gommecourt Village. After 3 hours, units will advance and launch bombing attacks to capture Gommecourt Park, Kern, Redoud and Gommecourt Village. The German strong points at Nameless Farm and at the farmyard and farmer positions will need to be destroyed in a 5-day bombardment. Otherwise heavy casualties will be caused by machine gun fire from these positions. 31st Division was attacked towards the village of Serre with 48th Division on its left, and on the right 4th Division. 94th Brigade was attacked on the left, and 93rd Brigade on the right, with 92nd Brigade advancing later on. The German defenders were 66th Regiment on the left, 169th Regiment in the centre, and 121st Reserve Regiment on the right. As 94th Brigade advanced, they would set up a defensive flank and flank trench on the left. The 2 brigades' first objective would be catch the Serre trench after 20 minutes, the German first intermittent line. The second objective would be the capture of the German second intermittent line. 93rd Brigade would capture Munich Trench on the right after 40 minutes. 94th Brigade would continue its defensive flank, long flank trench, and also the capture of the village of Serre and Munich Trench to the east of Serre after 1 hour 20 minutes. The 94th Brigade continue its defensive flank, long flank trench. The third objective of the two brigades will be the capture of Pennant Trench. Pennant Corps will be captured after 1 hour 50 minutes. For the fourth and final objective, the 93rd Brigade would swing to the left, capture the rest of flank trench, and continue the defensive flank on the left from Beaumont Trench to the front line, captured after 3 hours and 50 minutes. 92nd Brigade will now advance and replace 93rd Brigade and 94th Brigade from their defensive flank, long flank trench on the left. The German strong points at Vester, Solden, Eiter, Garda, Stellon positions will need to be destroyed. The 5-day bombardment, otherwise heavy casualties will be caused by machine gun fire from these positions. 4th Division would attack south of the village of Serre and the north of the village of Beaumont, Hamel, with 31st Division on its left, and on the right 29th Division. 11th Brigade, 2 battalions of 143rd Brigade from 48th Division would attack and take the first 2 objectives. Next, the 10th Brigade on the right and the 12th Brigade on the left would advance on the German 2nd position, the third and final objective. The German defenders in this area are the 21st Reserve Regiment, first objective, the 11th Brigade and 143rd Brigade with the capture of Beaumont Trench to be captured after 20 minutes. The second objective of the 2 brigades with the capture of the German intermittent line, Munich Trench, to be captured after 45 minutes. The 10th Brigade and 12th Brigade would then advance through 11th Brigade and the 143rd Brigade to capture the third and final objective, the German second line, Beaumont Trench. After 3 hours and 15 minutes, a line of posts ahead of this position will be set up in a sunken lane on the right, collecting with 29th Division on the right and held with Lewis guns. The German strong points at the quadrilateral redoubt, Ridge Redoubt, Vester, Solden, Gausberg, Moulin, Ruin, and Eiter, Garda, Stellon positions will need to be destroyed. The 5-day bombardment, otherwise heavy casualties will be caused by machine gun fire from these positions. 29th Division attacked towards the village of Beaumont, Hamel, with 4th Division on its left, and on the right X-Corps of 36th Division, with 86th Brigade advancing on the left, and 87th Brigade on the right. They would take the first 2 objectives. 88th Brigade would advance through them, take the third and final objective, the German second line. The German defenders in this area are 119th Reserve Regiment. The first objective for 86th Brigade and 87th Brigade was to capture a line which is east of Station Road on the right and the village of Vermont Hamel on the left, to be captured after 20 minutes. The second objective of the 2 brigades would be to capture the German intermittent line, to be captured after 1 hour 20 minutes. 88th Brigade will now advance through 86th Brigade and 87th Brigade and capture the third and final objective, German second line, Beaumont Trench. A line of posts ahead of this position will be set up in a sunken lane around Court Farm on the right, captured after 3 hours 30 minutes. This will be held with Lewis guns connecting with the 4th Division on the left. The German strong points of the Hawthorne Redoubt will be destroyed by a mine. Strong points at the Gausberg and the Gommecourt Redoubt will need to be destroyed. The 5-day bombardment, otherwise heavy casualties will be caused by machine gun fire from these positions. 36th Division would attack north of the village of T-Pow. 8th Corps with 29th Division to its left and the 32nd Division on its right. 108th Brigade would advance on the left with 2 battalions north of the river Onk and the 2 battalions south of the river. 109th Brigade would advance on the right and the 2 brigades would take the 30 objectives. 107th Brigade would advance through 109th Brigade to take the third objective, the German second line. The German defenders were 99th Reserve Regiment on the right and the 119th Reserve Regiment on the left. The 2 battalions of 108th Brigade north of the river would only have one objective. The objective was to capture the station and mill and set up defensive positions past them. South of the river, the rest of 108th Brigade and 109th Brigade. First objective was to capture a line from St. Pierre Division to the front of the Schwaben Redoubt. After 30 minutes, St. Pierre Division was to be surrounded and captured later on. The 2 brigades were now advanced and captured the second objective, the German intermittent position, the Hamel line, which was to be captured after 1 hour 40 minutes. After capturing these positions, they were consolidated and 107th Brigade and passed on through 109th Brigade and attacked the German second position, the Gommecourt Farm Gommecourt line, including the Stuff Redoubt, which was the third and final objective, which would be captured 1 hour later. This was to be achieved at 10:10 am, 2 hours and 40 minutes after 0 hours. As the 29th Division advanced on the left, the 107th Brigade would capture the rest of the German second line to Gommecourt. The German strong points, the Schwaben Redoubt, St. Pierre's Division, Stuff Redoubt, Beaumont Redoubt, Tipau Fort, would need to be destroyed in the 5-day bombardment. Otherwise, heavy casualties would be caused by machine gun fire from these positions. 32nd Division would attack towards and south of the village of Tipau, with 36th Division on its left, 49th Division in reserve behind it, and 3 Corps 8th Division on its right. 96th Brigade was on the left, and 97th Brigade on the right, and they would take the first 2 objectives. 14th Brigade would then advance through them and take the third and final objective, the German second line. The German defenders were 99th Reserve Regiment on the left and 180th Regiment on the right. The first objective for 96th Brigade and 97th Brigade was the capture of Tipau village, the Leipzig Salient, and the German strong point Wonderwerk. After 30 minutes, the 2 brigades were now advanced and capture the second objective, which was the German intermittent position, the Gommecourt Switch Trench, which connected to the Schwaben Redoubt and Gommecourt Farm. This was to be captured after 1 hour 40 minutes. Gommecourt Farm was to be captured separately. 14th Brigade were now advanced through the 96th Brigade and 97th Brigade and captured the third and final objective, the German second position, the Gommecourt Farm Gommecourt line, including the capture of Goat Redoubt. This was to be captured 1 hour later. This was to be achieved at 10:10 am, 2 hours and 40 minutes after 0 hour. The German strong points at Tipau Fort, Tipau Chateau, Tipau Village, Leipzig Redoubt, Wonderwerk, Goat Redoubt, Norverwerk, and Schwaben Redoubt would need to be destroyed in the 5-day bombardment. Otherwise, heavy casualties would be caused by machine gun fire from these positions. This was part 1 of the film covering the plan of attack of each division involved on said day, 1st of July. Next film will cover the operations of 8th Division and 34th Division, 41st Division and 7th Division, and 18th Division and 30th Division. If you would like to support the channel financially so that I can keep producing these films, you can do so by Patreon or PayPal, details in the description box. If you want to be informed when the next film will be coming out, please click on the subscribe button.